All right. We are going to start officially live masterclass. Thank you so much again for saying yes to how to strategically grow your brand and sales online and get it right the first time. I am so happy, and we're just gonna dive right in. I'm gonna assume that you know how to use the Zoom by now, that you know that you can chat, and I'm going to encourage you to make this as dynamic and entertainment as possible, because I want to give you the opportunity to meet new people, give you the opportunity to ask any questions, and use the chat as much as you want to. So share here what you do, your business, your website, and if you want to gain any social media followers, whether you are using Instagram or Facebook, put there your social handles as well. And just know that the chat can actually be saved. So before you leave, you can save the chat. And that's how you can get new connections from this live masterclass. So yes, use the chat as much as you want to. Make sure that you share your information, and then on the settings on your Zoom, share it with panelists and attendees. So that's the best way that everybody that is attending to this webinar can see what you wrote. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to be assuming that you know me and probably you read a little bit about me, but in the context of this class, I want to share with you a story that I will feel like it's so close to my heart when it comes to teaching service-based professionals who want to do something more with their wisdom, who want to monetize their mastery. I call myself the recovered attorney that turned herself into a forensic digital marketer. And now I help entrepreneurs and marketing teams to build their brands and monetize them. And if you have seen, I have published books, I have written articles, but the journey is actually a very long journey. Things did not start that way. I actually started essentially becoming a lawyer. I thought that going to school, getting great grades, and getting my degree was going to give me that happy ending, and my life was going to be happily ever after, until the recession hit our economy in 2008. Do we have anybody in this room, or if you're watching the replay, let me know. Did you have to reinvent yourself back in 2008 when the recession hit our economy? Maybe yes. So you're not alone. And I know that I am not alone. That's why I am without any shame when it comes to sharing that story. I lost everything. I needed to start from zero. I had to move out of my country where we speak Espanol. So here I was, age 30, learning a new language, learning a new culture, starting a new marriage. It was all of it at the same time. And that's why I'm so passionate when it comes to helping anybody who wants to leave from the digital economy, because that was the vision that I saw. I realized that my traditional career had a ceiling, had a limit. I would always have to get a license so that I could practice. Now, I also knew that even though it was a very lucrative practice, I also would have to sacrifice a lot of time, because if I was not present to serve my clients, I could not make money. So I really fell in love with the idea of generating passive income. Is anybody here in love with the idea of passive income? Meaning that you create something today, but you don't have to be physically present to receive the benefits of your assets. You know, when I saw the opportunity of generating passive income, I said, what am I doing? You know, I honestly, I'm an entrepreneur by heart. And I know that with the internet, there's so many opportunities that one can use that it is a no-brainer. Again, I'm very passionate when it comes to helping service-based professionals who want to generate passive income. And I'm not here to tell you that you're going to join a direct sales company to sell a product so you can make money out of recruiting. This is not it, right? This is not it. This is actually an opportunity where you can create your own content. You can create intellectual property. You can build your own platform. You can provide services in a very dynamic and versatile way so that you're not always selling your time. Can we agree that there's only so many hours in the day so that we can no longer keep selling our time? Yes, yes, right? We can no longer keep selling our time. It has a ceiling. If you're sick and something happens, we're not going to get paid. And unlike probably your parents, my parents, and my grandparents, they had a more stable retirement. They were told that if they were working for a company for 30 years, then they were going to have a pension. We don't have that, right? So we're creating our own wealth. So because of that, my friends, when I lost my practice back in 2008, and I'm here to ask you, are you going through a process in your career where you are questioning, is this a good time for me to reinvent? My answer, take this as a sign, yes, it is a great time. I can tell you that when the recession was starting back in 2008, it feels very similar to what's happening now, where at the beginning, everybody was like, oh, this is temporary. Hello, can you relate to that? I think we have heard that, right? Oh, this is just temporary. This is just, short term. And you know what happened? Everything changed after that. And we needed to pivot. We needed to create our own economy, right? The sign is that one. You are responsible to build your own economy. Yes, I agree. And I know that you guys agree. And I'm so happy that we are in sync with that. I saw that, my friends. I needed to create my own economy. I could not keep waiting until the real estate will come back. It did come back for my projects. I was working as a real estate attorney in Puerto Rico. And the reason why I kept my office open until 2016, okay, from 2008 to 2016 was because I was working with developers. And I knew that I had done some work that at some point they were going to sell the construction projects that we were helping to get all the permits. So yes, I cashed some money after that. But by then, I was already with the plan to really claim my intellectual property, build my practice, not relying on anything but the digital economy. And if you know, then you have followed the trends, you know that the side hustles are making people to really, to have that, it's reliable now. Gone are the days when people will think that a freelancer or somebody who could live in the, online would be considered like, hey, do you really have a job? Many times people ask me like, I don't understand why you do. And I had to explain, I'm working online. I meet with people in Zoom and I provide services. They look at me like I was literally like in drugs or something, right? Like they could not really understand. Times have changed. And now is a great time for you to monetize and leverage that opportunity. So your why, in terms of why do you want to be part of the digital economy, might be different. And I want to ask you to dig a little bit deeper here. What is your why? Because yes, we want to make money, but when it was my time to decide why do I want to leave from the digital economy, I wanted freedom. I didn't want the stress that my law career was giving me. I also had kids back to back because I remarried. And then I have now my daughter, the oldest is 21, my baby 7. In between, I have Brayden and Bella, who are 12 and 10. So all of this is back when I was newlywed, to Tom. I just had married, and then I was actually starting to get pregnant. So I have been able to build my business online without any ceiling. I have been working with people around the world, and the proof that it is possible that you can live from your mastery, taking advantage of the online world, it is here. So again, I want to give you that motivation, but I want you to ask yourself, why do I want this? Because this is not a journey that is going to be an overnight, right? However, there are things that you can do to prepare, and there are things that you can do to set up the right expectations. And that's a part of why I'm so excited and so passionate to share. How was that journey? How does that journey look like, so that you can have the vision today, you can see that it is possible, and you can start planning that opportunity and materializing over the next 6 months, okay? And actually, it can be as quick as maybe the next week, right? Because it depends on what's the vehicle that you're going to take to initiate the process of monetizing your mastery. Are you excited? Are you excited? So yes, yeah, you're seeing me more than 10 years later, right? I mean, I would not even consider to write a book in English, and my book reached bestseller in the category of online marketing. I would not even considering working with people online from different places in the world. I would not even consider to even advise influencers, advise people who have landed big deals. That was not on my radar. So the reason why I love sharing this part is that you don't really know how much you're going to impact the people that you're not seeing now. And that's the big difference between following a traditional path where you open your location and then you see your client face to face. In the online world, you don't see them. But guess what? That doesn't mean that they're not getting that inspiration from you. So my friend, a lot of your success actually is about recognizing that you are successful today. And when you make the decision of really creating content and becoming a new person and really claiming your space as an expert, that right there is also success. Because you know how many people have been thinking about it. They saw the invitation, but they surely, like, they didn't even sign up, right? But you're here. That means success. And that's part of the things that I love sharing, because this journey, when it is actually seen from the outside, might look like, oh, she's so good in camera. No, you don't know. It took me 9 years to speak in English, okay? Yo soy muy buena en la cámara, pero cuando hablamos en español es una cosa muy diferente. It took me 9 years, and I'm a different persona. I needed to work on that. Again, you know, the journey from the outside looks so different and so easy, but that's why I'm so passionate about sharing it with you, because it is possible, it is doable. You just have to manage that belief, the expectations, and get the strategies to get it done and get it right from day one. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. So you are so at the right place. And here is the part where I try to think about, you know, who am I teaching this class today? Who am I impacting? Where are you guys in your journey, right? I didn't call you to get to know you, right? And that's kind of like the trick and the part of that is tricky when it comes to working online. However, we know enough about you, and we have sent you surveys. And I know that most of you are actually in a process where you are solo. You're the CEO, the Chief Everything Officer. Is that you? You want inspiration, direction, and strategies that will help you to get results, because you don't have time to waste. Okay? Is that you? Because that was me. When I was trying to get information, which by the way, it was very limited when we are talking into like 2008, 2009, this thing did not exist. Everything was very, very difficult to get. I put myself back to school to learn attraction marketing. Now you can read it from blogs, you can watch YouTube videos. I mean, this is not the first class, I'm sure, that you take on how to grow a brand. However, you want to get more personalized. You want to get that thing that will ignite your breakthrough because you don't have the time to waste. You're not afraid of putting the work, which is great. I have to say again, honor your stage where you are today. You're successful, you're open to learn. You know that most people, and those are the ones who are not successful, most people want something. And the moment when they need to learn something new in order to get that thing that they want, they quit. They quit. They think, oh, okay, so now I have to hire somebody who can do that for me. But you know what I learned? I learned that the key to create your own economy is to become resourceful. Resourceful. Instead of thinking I need more money, no, I need to become more resourceful with my skills, with my time, because money has been printed. You don't need more money. You just need resources. You just need doors and need the opportunity. And I know that you are willing to put that work. Is that you? Is that you? And also, I would say that you want to do something different because 2020 felt kind of icky and you want to change something like right now. Yes? Yes? I love what you're telling me here, Brian. Brian, in my case, I have planned this for quite some time and I turned 55 in a month time. So time is not on my side. Again, time, I honestly, Brian, time is not on the side of anybody. Time goes so fast. I'm turning 44 within a few weeks. And you know, I still remember when my baby, who is now 21, the very first time I carried her in my arms, I was like, oh, it feels like yesterday. So it hits you, right? It hits you differently when time is just so vulnerable and so easily. But I have to tell you that now you can truly create your own economy. You don't need 2 decades to see success. Now, if you were trying to do something back in the 1950s without the internet, no, it's a little bit tricky, right? But we have seen how quickly a brand can be recognized. We have seen how quickly a story can be getting visibility and can really gain traction. So we're good. We're good. So did I describe you well? Did I describe you well? Did I hit on, reading you well? Because, tell me on the chat. I know that you guys have been, networking and all of that. I love. And what I do is I save it and then later I just come back here, right? So my promise today is that you are going to gain today the clarity that you need so that you can see the vision for the business model that will help you to quickly replace the income that you need to replace, or to quickly grow the gap that right now you feel like that you need to fill up. It's interesting that I see that some people are in the financial planning world, as it's interesting that moment when you are, in your mid 30s or early 40s, and then you have this conversation like, so when are you planning to get retired? And then somebody opens those calculations and say, well, if you have $400,000 in the bank today, you can't get retired in the next 20 years, right? And you're like, what? What are you saying? So, that can create urgency, right? When you know that you want to create wealth, you want to build that own economy, and you don't have $500,000 in the bank just to see that grow. We need to create that. Again, I have no shame in telling you my struggles and how much I had to lift myself up. And let's not even tell you, talk how I grew up. I know that, we're all in our own journeys. And what matters is the success that we claim and the why we want to claim that success. That's the key to winning in this digital economy, my friend. So we're going to be learning the method I use to create a map on how much money you could make within the first year of your business. I will give you the opportunity to ask me any questions. And I have a very exclusive invite. It's actually half of the year. So what we do is that we open the doors for our year long program, but you can actually enjoy and join us for the rest of the year. So you're gonna see, it's an exclusive invite. I have never actually in the past, I've only offered this invitation, but I only get students who commit to be with me for a year. So in this case, you can join us and just be with us for 6 months and see how much you can grow. And I'm sure that you will be with us next year, right? But you know, you will learn more about it. Okay, so let's get to work. You want to make money from the digital economy. Now, if I go back to when I started and I compare that to where we are today, there's a huge problem today. In the past, my struggles were mainly that I didn't have access to resources. I needed to become resourceful, right? Today, the resources are endless. You have resources. So it is so much that now that is a problem. So much information, but very little wisdom. And you know what? When you are trying to gain that information and you don't want to waste the time, you need to be as close as possible to the people who have the wisdom. Now, that also means that when you have a mastery, when you have your years of experience, and I love working with masters because they're not just starting their life, they have a lot of wisdom. Wisdom is needed, my friend. Wisdom will be monetized and will make you way much more money than any content that you could create today in 2021. Wisdom is needed. People are way too distracted because it is like data overload, information overload, okay? There's a lot of courses out there, but you know the problem? 90% of people who sign up for things, they don't even watch it, they don't complete it. And that's why in this economy, coaches and service-based professionals need to be strategic about who are they going to serve, how do they position themselves, because we don't make money by selling courses. That's not where your passive income will be built. You know where passive income is being built? In loyalty, in building a brand, in building a story, in helping so many people that at some point that word of mouth kicks in. And that's how you're going to see millions of dollars. At first, it's on you, but then you help people and your growth is going to be not even in what you can conceive. It will be so much bigger because it's a ripple effect. The more you give, the more you get. So you can monetize your mastery and you can monetize your wisdom because again, so much information out there, you don't want to add more information. Now, those of you who have a mastery, we definitely will monetize that mastery. And there's a couple of numbers that you need to see so that you can see the size of this industry. The e-learning industry, and definitely the pandemic impacted this one, is going to reach $325 billion by 2025. This number keeps growing more and more, okay? Users like the online experience when it comes to the e-learning, only if they can really feel it like if they were live. That has changed. That is a new trend because before the pandemic, people who were offering things online didn't have too much competition. So it was up to a take it or leave it situation. Now, yes, you're going to be building your mastery. You're going to be building passive income. You build your brand, but you have to be conscious that you have to provide a little bit extra so that your users fall in love with your content. I mean, can you follow me here? Can you follow me here? How many people you follow that you like their content, but then you lose them at some point? You're like, what happened? I'm not even like, I can't see them anymore. Well, the algorithm is not helping them to reach you anymore. And then when you pay, you can be, getting some content and here and that, but you forget. Why? Because, you could watch Netflix, you could watch Hulu. You have so much information that you can do. For that reason, you want to offer your wisdom and your courses not just up to the online world. This is where automation could potentially hurt your business. And this is one trend that I always love sharing, because if you're jumping now in the e-learning wagon, which is, you should, right? There's trends that tell us that you should be jumping into this wagon. Now, just know that users are more picky because you're competing with their lack of attention. So you need to be doing a little bit more in order to generate that impact that you want to generate. So a couple of challenges, and this is from the surveys and from students that we help to build their business so that they can monetize their mastery. They don't know how to plan because they've never done before, right? And if you have never done it before, you don't know how to expect. So there's a lot of speculation. And usually when there is a lot of speculation, also that brings fears, and that brings like overwhelm. And then it's like, okay, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not, I'm out. Then time is a resource that we all have in the same amount. However, those who are successful manage time differently versus those who are trying to be successful. So time can be a challenge, especially because you want to build yourself, be resourceful, you're learning new skills, but you need to make money for yesterday. Who here needs to make money for yesterday? And you're like, I'm running out of time. So we need to be very assertive in what decisions we make, especially when it comes to investing our time. There's a lot to learn, and it feels like a giant mountain. Then it changes too fast, and you're like, okay, I'm out. It's just so hard. Now, I have a question for you. What challenges are you facing today? How do you say it? Like, what would you say your number one challenge when it comes to taking the leap of faith and really growing your business? What's your number one challenge? I would love to read that once we're done. Starting, my friend, is the hardest part. When I was preparing this masterclass, I found my very first logo so fancy. My very first logo that I did with $3 that I downloaded an app on my phone. Look at this logo. That was at the beginning. That was when I wanted to monetize my mastery, when I wanted to sell my marketing skills. Look at that. My website, when I started, look at that. Hello. But everybody needs to start at some point. We all start in zero. Again, it's just that thing of showing the journey, because if you don't show the journey, people will think that you just woke up one day and you just got everything done. Now we have designers, now things look shiny. This month we actually, I invested big time, acquired partnerships, and then we are in a location. Hello, that's after 10 years. Marketing for Greatness is an agency. I have now my firm again back. I feel like, the times when I was an attorney, right? But yeah, it only took more than 10 years to reinvent and to reach to that level. 3 brands, over 1,000 students, and over 10 agency partners that I treasure so much. And you will get there. You will get there. It might not take you the 10 years that took me, because I needed to develop so many skills, including my language, my friend, that it's not even funny. It took me a long time to be comfortable, all right? If you Google me, you will see that I became the advocator for a product in the Hispanic market. That actually is proof that I'm telling you, I would not speak in English at all. I saw the opportunity to promote products in the Hispanic market, and I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. I did commercials, I sold shakes and all of that. But something told me that I could play a bigger game. And that thing that was there inside me, it was like, oh, you know what, how can I mix my years of college, then law school, then my litigation and all of those skills, how can I map and wrap all of that and really serve a bigger purpose? And so that was when I created my academy, and this is in 2015. So all you need to restart today and to really claim your mastery and live from the digital economy is a group of people who need you. One clear offer, one platform. Again, minimalism is a thing. There's a lot of information. You do not want to be everywhere. You want to be in one place where people need you, okay? And one campaign. That's all you need to grow your brand, okay? You're one campaign away from growing your $100,000 business. And this is where we're gonna be using our calculator, and I'm gonna share with you a couple of things so that you can see the vision and some execution with some steps. Again, this is just one webinar that I'm giving you, right? So I'm trying to do as much as I can so you can see that vision and you can see that it's possible, because these tools are very, very, very powerful. Just to show you, because I know that you could have been in so many classes, right? And people can say, whoa, I have done this, I have generated income, I have generated this and that. This is a company that we have helped, and they have been from $300,000 and they're now at $2 million per year. For 2021, they are about to hit the $3 million mark. How are they doing it? One thing, they just promote one thing, okay? So maybe, just maybe, what you've been thinking is way too complicated. Maybe you need to simplify your offer. Is that a thing? Is that possible? So let's get started with that. So the first step to taking your mastery into monetization phase is finding buyers and a niche first. Finding buyers and a niche first. Wow, what? One of the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs make when they're starting is that they want to create, and then they want to help, and they want to teach, but they want to teach something, but they don't know who wants to learn. So how about if you don't create anything, you don't spend any money, and instead we're gonna be funding who wants to learn from you? There's data, there's so much information out there so that you can check if you have a clear opportunity to monetize that mastery. Who here watched the show Undercover Billionaire? If you haven't, please watch it. There's 2 seasons now. Both are so good. You can see how they built a $1 million business in 90 days. And one of the things that they teach is, you know, you have to fish where fish are, and you cannot wait until opportunity comes. You have to see what people need, and then you create, So step 1, find buyers first. But then what will you sell them? You know, maybe you're like, I can teach so many things. I can do so many things, right? So there's a couple of things you can do. You can provide services. You can combine them online or in person. My favorite, a workshop. Actually, I have a formula that I can give you where you can literally create a workshop and get it to sold out. And in that workshop, you can make thousands of dollars in a weekend. That's how I did it when I first started. With that fancy logo I show you, that weekend, the first weekend I offered my workshop, I made $7,000. The workshop had not even been created. Like what I sold didn't exist. Courses, you can create a course. You can create events. People pay for experiences these days. You can write a book. You can teach based on a book. You can create access. Who here is a connector? Who here loves meeting people? Who here knows a lot of people? Tell me. I know, some of you are. Well, people pay to gain access. You see, the thing with how to monetize your mastery is that there are so many ways to do it that I feel like if you just follow the webinar or the blog or the YouTube video, I feel like people will just give you one thing, right? Maybe because they haven't done many things. And that comes with experience and trial and error, right? So what I teach is that we're going to be very, very careful in putting you to work for no reason. I am very meticulous with that. Again, we're finding the buyers first. When we find them, we need to ask, hey, what's the best way for you to learn from me? If you ever completed my survey, you know that that's a question I ask, right? Hey, would you think that it's better if I teach you this online and you're on your own, or would you rather just meet with me? Those are questions that can help you to create the offer in a way that people want to buy it. So when you do that, then we go to step number 2. And actually the how much you charge, it's a thing, because at the beginning it's like, okay, well, how much they are charging. No, don't look at the competition, because what they're charging, maybe it's not working and you don't even know it. Maybe your competitor is struggling and you're trying to copy them, but they don't have a business model that is helping them to grow. Ooh, careful with copy, right? Why people buy? And when you're creating your offer, you need to think about this. People buy because they want to save time. They want to save effort. They want to save money, or they want to make money. Those 4. So can you offer something that they wanted so badly right now? How much will you charge? If you got my formula, then you will see that this exercise have you to calculate how much is the cost of your online business. That idea that the online business has a no cost, it's actually not true. You need to factor the cost. You need to factor the systems that you need to get. Why? Because remember I told you this, the challenge, this. In the past, anybody with a laptop and a video could just sell a course. That's not the case anymore. There's so much noise, so many people doing the same thing, that you need to stand out from the crowd. So for that reason, we need to factor the expenses that you need, because those are your costs. But guess what? As soon as you create your first workshop, your first course, your first event, all of that is going to be getting back. This is why actually students that come and work with me, they come with the idea of, oh, I can start just doing freebies. Doing freebies? For how long are you going to be doing freebies? Because there are costs that you need to cover, my friend. So no, freebies, if you have a mastery, I'm a little bit hesitant to give so many freebies that you could monetize. You will be surprised on how many things, because they are a freebie, people don't appreciate your worth. Now, when you charge, people actually pay attention. Is this making sense? How many of you feel like, wow, yes, that's true? Say yeah. Say, yeah, that makes sense. Makes so much sense, right? So step number 2 is actually going fast as we can, because we need to make money for yesterday, not for the next 10 years. Now, some people can wait. Some people have a lot of time, but the group of people who need to make money for yesterday, they really honor and treasure that success loves speed. Momentum is needed so that your business picks up and it's not up to you all the time. Now, there's something called leverage. And leverage means that you can actually weight so many things on this side of the scale so that you can just go up. How can you leverage? Or what can you leverage? You can leverage somebody else's time. You can leverage somebody else's wisdom because they will give you a strategy. You can leverage somebody else's connections. Big thing, right? Especially in the workplace. If you're not connected, you won't get the job. If you're not connected, you won't get the promotion. Sad, but it's true. Guess what? In the online world, it's the same thing. You could leverage somebody else's connections. You can leverage somebody else's, systems as well. All of those are going to help you to go faster. Now, the thing is that very often we think that everything that we need, it's all about, oh, we need to pay for that. No, there's so many things that you can do that are free, that if you have the best attitude of giving, you're going to get connected with people who will fill your heart. How many get that? How many have experienced a moment when somebody trusts in you and you're like, wow, I was not even expecting that. Well, this world is full of that, and you better believe that. You better believe that. So step number 2 is diversifying your efforts. I don't want you to think that you need to create everything from zero. I don't want you to think that you need to create, now I have to write and I have to do this and I have to do that. No, minimalize your efforts, but be smart about it. You want success, but you want also momentum. So one thing that I can tell you that will give you perspective is the following. I call this the pyramid of pricing services. If we put the pyramid, right, like the triangle, at the very top in that pyramid, we can make $1 million by helping one account. We can close one account at $1 million. In the very bottom of that pyramid, it's actually 1 million clients buying $1 offer. That's $1 million. I actually love the middle of that, because if you want to go faster, you want to provide services that you can actually serve. The last thing you want is to be bottleneck in your business. And that means that you're going so fast that people want what you offer and you cannot fulfill, right? Services can go through that, just like product-based businesses. They can go to back order. You don't want that, because you want great service and great reputation so you can go as fast as you can. Because of that, I'm a very big fan of the model where, you know what, if you close 10 clients at a package that is $1,000, that is $10,000. If $1,000 seems like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to be selling them for $1,000, well, let's create a workshop. Can you do 10 tickets at $99? That is $1,000. Can you do 20? Can you do 30? Can you do 40? You see, everything is about how can you structure your offers so that you can see momentum in the fastest way that you can. Step number 3 will be visibility. When it comes to visibility, I always like, and actually I say visibility instead of marketing, because marketing can be just noise. But when we talk about visibility, we talk about getting you visible in front of people who want to buy what you have to offer. This is very related to the step number 1. You're going to be where people need your services. You want to be visible where people will buy your services. You know, who here experimented with Clubhouse? Did anybody try or have tried Clubhouse? It was, or it is, a new platform, and people are there to speak, and then they go into chat and all of that. The issue with Clubhouse is that there's no way for you can track anything, and then there's no way for you to know if it is a platform that will give you visibility. And for that reason, it only works if you put the work yourself. So it's not scalable, because we always will need you to be there and speak and all that. So visibility is strategic. You have to be mindful of where you want to be, and you want to fish where fish are. What I do is I love testing, but I also love using data for the testing phase, because if my forecast is right, then you don't have to keep testing. We have actually in this particular class, we have one student. She came with an idea, and we created a plan to elaborate that idea. And she said, I think I'm going to be doing crowdfunding, and I think that I need to get like $10,000. I said, let's see if it works. We created a crowdfunding campaign. She's actually crushing it. She passed $18,000 in the very first crowdfunding campaign. No product has been done. What happened there? Visibility. She created the right words, connected with the people that are in sync with her mission. That's the difference between visibility and marketing. So knowing your opportunities is going to be key, and that's step number 3. Now, how much can you make, right? We talk about my favorite. 10 people at $1,000 is $10,000. How about if you just look at things from the year mark? How much do you want to make this year? Well, if you think about it, all we need is just 10 clients. If you do an amazing job with those clients, 5 people can refer you to their friends. Oh, what's that? 5 people can refer you to their friends. Now you can add 25 in your pile, and that's $25,000. What if 25 refer you to 5? That's 125. You see, sometimes we see the big numbers, but the big numbers is not all about you and only you doing the work. When word of mouth gets active, you are going to see the results of your great work. Anybody love this thing, this idea? Does it feel like you can do it? Yes? One question that you might want to ask yourself is, how many people do you have on your cell phone? How many people do you know? How many connections do you know? Because it's not about who you know, it's about who do they know who could need your services. So we're just starting with 10. It's a doable number. So what can you do? You can launch one thing, right? We learn here that we are going to just be minimalistic. We will be offering the things that people want in the way that people want it. Can you do a campaign? Can you do an ad? Can you go to a networking event? If you already launched something, but something is telling you that you need to change, well, can we change it? Can we simplify the one thing? If you have a website, can we now modify your website? Just one thing, so that you can get connected, so that you can get more visibility. Sometimes it's not what you're saying, it's how are you saying it. Sometimes we have found that people just don't know how to set up their websites, and Google is actually pretty much declining their websites all the time. Like if Google doesn't want you, doesn't like you, you're not going to gain visibility, right? Sometimes it's just that. Now, in terms of amplifying, the vision that I want you to have is this. Listen, $1 million mark is just me helping 1,000 people with $1,000 offer, okay? That's your $1 million mark. Just really, I want you to think about that for just a moment. Making $1 million in this industry, it's about generating a great $1,000 offer and impacting 1,000 people. That's your $1 million there. Can you start with just wanting to close 10? Can we start there? Because when you start there, that offer, my friend, needs to be validated. You need to create results. You need to see people who really, really, really love that. And that's how we then maximize that offer. Questions, thoughts? Who here is inspired? Who here says, wow, I can do it? I want to read it. Actually, I want to see on the chat. Questions, comments. Oh my goodness, Brian has 4,300 friends on Facebook. Yes, 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 yes. So one thing, and I think we covered this before, but when we're creating your offer, just know that customers pay extra if they will have a better experience. Again, in this information overload era, so many people just keep doing the same thing. They're not really listening to what people want, okay? Now, can I tell you my one thing? Can I tell you how is it that we are helping entrepreneurs just like you to grow? How is it that you have seen that, or maybe have heard that we have been helping people? Well, here's the offer that we have. Here's the offer. It's a new one. So I'm going to be sharing with you this page. But before I do that, I want to give you the chance to kind of go through it together. The website is accelerateyourgreatness.com. I'm going to be sharing that on the chat. And what is it? What is it? I realized that I give nothing less than a hands-on program. It's all about experience. Listen, I have done so many courses. I have so many modules that it's like, it's not even funny. It's huge. But what we did is we organized our content into one place where there is a curriculum where I teach you how to grow your brand from zero to visibility and more. Now, as an inner circle member, I am not going to let you to learn on your own. I'm going to be your mentor, your coach. Yes, you have access to my online courses, but my students are learning on a separated channel where I jump in on a daily basis, right? So I have chat, I have live masterclasses, I have co-working. We added that this year. It's amazing. We also do masterminds. So it's not just online courses, right? We have the courses, live masterclasses, chat, co-working, and mastermind. 5 things, and live events as well. So it's 6. How can I help you? What can I give you today? Well, you and I will meet and we'll have a strategy session where I map your route. And like I said before, if I'm right on that map, you don't need to go in your trial and error for so long. We can find you the clients, sell them the offer, and go to maximize that opportunity. I simplify the marketing. I have the access to give you the mastermind community, which is great. We have seen our students collaborating, is amazing. I also put here testimonials. I want you to take the time to watch their videos, have a grasp of how they feel when they're sharing their experience in our program, because I feel like it's so rewarding for me to watch how they tell you, like, hey, when I started, I didn't even have a business. And, you know, I'm going from this to gaining the confidence to now knowing what to do. So here's the thing, when we work together, one of the big things I did this year is actually finding ways to really simplify your life, because I don't want to kind of like take so much of your time. I know that you want to succeed and I know that you want it fast. So this is actually giving you an opportunity to go even faster than my students who are doing this with me right now, okay? Why? So what we're gonna be doing is we meet the first time, right? Then we create the strategy session. Every other week, there is a training. But you guys who are starting now in July, there are trainings already available for you. When my students started in January, they didn't have anything, right? But now you guys have it. But I don't want you to just go and poke and watch everything. I'm going to be creating that blueprint for you so that you know exactly what is it that you need to work on. You're going to get the access to that, the systems, the templates, all the shortcuts, because we need to go a little bit faster than my students who started in January. So what we are doing is I'm actually giving you bonuses that include my services with this package. I will be doing 100 designed templates that you can use for your social media. What? Yes, I don't want you to keep wasting your time on trying to figure out what to post. So that's a great bonus. Second bonus is an SEO audit. I want you to know how Google wants your information, because really benefiting from Google, it's going to help you to go way faster than if we don't do it in that way. Then there's an event that is happening in October where I'm going to give you 2 tickets for that in-person VIP. You guys are coming at the right time, because all until this point, my accelerators have not gotten the chance to come for a VIP day. VIP day is amazing. We spend the day together, we learn, we have fun, but most importantly, those breakthroughs are going to happen by me looking at you, working and doing the things together. So when I add all it up, right, every month for the next 6 months, we meet twice for training. That's 12 live trainings worth $12,000 minimum. 1 private strategy session worth $3,000 each strategy. When I say this, and I'm very meticulous because these numbers can look so crazy, but here's the thing. I have a strategy where you can actually sell a workshop and you can make $10,000 from that. Is it worth $3,000 so you can make the 10,000s? Yes, absolutely yes, right? So many strategies we have been proven over and over and over, so that's the way that I can tell you it's worth it. You're not just getting fluff, you're getting real and tangible models you can implement for your business on how to do it, how to say it, and I'm there monitoring and giving you the feedback so you can get this done. If you want to launch your mastermind, your group, if you want to launch your book, all of that, we have strategies for that. There are the modules on the visibility method. That's our content for this program. That's $5,000. It's really designed for you to build your personal brand, to learn how to monetize it, to learn how to create a business model. Listen, there's no school teaching this. Nobody's teaching how to create a business with your mastery. Like if you sign up to go to get a master's degree, which is going to be close to what? $30,000, $50,000, you're still not going to learn this. Then there's a kit I create where you can land speaking engagements. I really, really love that strategy for my masters. There's also opportunities and templates and things like that where you can land marketing partners. It's very, very, very valuable there. The bonuses for 2021, that's another $1,500. Guaranteed high touch with me, private chat. If I add all this up, it's $25,000. You're not paying that, so don't leave. The offer, it's one time, not even monthly, one time for the next 6 months, you're going to be covered. One time, $997. Those of you who want hand-holding, we're going to have a monthly call, one-on-one coaching, private, for the next 6 months. That is going to give you the opportunity to be with me for 6 months. That's the hands-on experience. $1997 is that. And you and I will be working for the next 6 months, growing your thing. We're going to figure out what that thing is. We're going to create it. We're going to monetize it. And I can tell you, it is guaranteed the value that you will find in my program. Not just the course, like I said, the 6 things that we do when you join Inner Circle. Those are like my besties, right? We work together, we share connections, we share ideas, and you get access to what I'm doing so that you can see that big picture way by understanding like, oh, wow, she's still doing this. Or how do you do that? Or what are you using? How do you do this video? How do you do this webinar? All of it, all of it. So please take the time to watch it. If you are ready to join, I have a gift for those of you who came today to the class. I'm going to be sending you my book on visibility and my planner, which is amazing. I'm going to send you this. This planner is going to be super, super helpful. That's going to be my gift from me to you as a welcome kit for joining Accelerate Your Greatness. So again, the page is accelerateyourgreatness.com. That's my one thing offer. And I really, 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 really want to see if you have any questions about it or if you have any questions about the masterclass. So I'm going to start sharing. And I want to come to you and see if you guys have any questions from what we shared today, anything that you want to add before we go, because I'm super excited and I know that I can be all day long talking about how is it that you can grow your business. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So before we go, and please write your questions on the chat. This live masterclass, I shared the spreadsheet on how is it that you can calculate how much money you should charge. And the expenses that I calculated are actually here in a spreadsheet. So just in case, I'm going to be putting this spreadsheet on the chat so that you can start poking and playing with that. And you can see what are the expenses that you're looking to, looking forward, and how can you really calculate how much is that you want to get paid. And if you're serving and you're adding your time, how much exactly is your time worth, right? So there's this that I want to give you guys. Let me see if there's anything else that you guys want some clarification. I'm here. Now is the time. Now is the time for you to ask any questions, anything that you want to add before we go. And if you guys are watching the replay, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write it on the email, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have, okay? So let me see. Thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm not reading any questions at the moment. Oh, hold on, let's see. I want to look through your offer in more detail and will definitely be in touch, Shirley. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I'll always sending you that via email. I want you to take a look at that. Take the time to watch the testimonials and listen. If it's not a fit for you, then who can you recommend that would love that hand-holding experience? Who can you recommend? Because I'm here to touch lives. You know, I'm here to really, really create an impact. And I will say that I created this offer with my heart. I did not look at my competitors, because if I look, listen, I've seen offers like this for $10,000, and I'm not kidding you. I have seen coaches offering $5,000 offers without even you talking to them. It's not, I don't believe in that kind of offers. I really believe in touching the people that I work with. I believe in that loyalty and that connection that is needed. That's just the way that I do business. It has worked for me, and I am not here to change that. So yes, thank you for being here. I'm going to be sharing with you the recording, and I hope I can see you on the other side of Inner Circle. When you join, everything is ready. You will see the links. You'll see how to schedule my time and all of that, right? So big hugs. Bye.